Oh yeah, we are live. I just hit record.
Yes, sir.
I like how that sounds. You're now tuned into All in the Wrist podcast. What's the win without a wrist? Skit. Yes, sir. We got my boy Mo in the building on the All in the Wrist podcast. The first guest on
Oh,
live. You know what I'm saying? YouTube live, man. You the first guest, my boy.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I appreciate it. I'm honored. I
You know what
appreciate
I'm saying? So this is what we gonna do, man. This is what I hit. This is what I'm here to do. My motto is I love to uplift, motivate, and inspire.
it. Absolutely.
So if you locked in on this channel, hey, I'm glad you tuned in. To all my 36 subscribers, hey, I'm glad y'all tuned in. We got a special guest. I got somebody who's got a big project going on, man. I'm talking about big for all you fathers out here, stepfathers, for all you granddads, everybody. It's big, my man Mo. How you doing?
Hey, man, I woke up this morning. Good brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. So let's talk about it.
Talk to
What
me.
is it? The project we got. Let's go. It's called the Rusty Tricycle Project. Can you
Yes, sir.
tell me something about it?
The Rusty Tricycle Project, man, it's an organization me and my family started. And the representation, the meaning behind it is you're never too old to follow your childhood dreams. So this year is our first official year as an organization with an event such as this. But this is our second bike ride, but this is our first official one. So that's what the Rusty Tricycle Project is. And the bike ride is themed Two Wheels to Unite and to Empower Fatherhood Bike Ride.
Oh, okay, I love that motto. Two wheels to unite to empower. So it's not just only a bike ride. It's also a networking. Could you say networking event too?
No, we definitely, because the whole fact of the matter, when you're on this bike ride, there's a high percentage that when you look to your left and you look to your right, you're probably not going to know the individual, but you have that one thing in common is all of us are fathers or father figures for that matter. So when you look at it, that's always an opportunity to network, maybe to grow a relationship, to better yourself as it pertains to being a father. There could be a business opportunity right next to you that you don't even know about until you actually start speaking to that father. So yeah, it definitely could be looked at as a networking event.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's just all the fathers, right? How we doing the bike ride?
Yes, all the fathers. We're doing a 22-mile bike ride. We're now working with the county of Greenville Park and Recreation. So we had to cross a few more T's and dot a few more I's to get this thing right. So yes, sir.
Yeah, I seen it was a pushback, but a pushback for the great though, man.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely.
got to interview with the 107.3 jams. Like that's
You know the
big, my
crazy thing
boy.
about that? I literally had a meeting with the park and recreation. I got home and I was just sitting on the edge of my bed reflecting about the meeting I just had. And wow, I knew this thing was going to grow, but I didn't think it was going to grow the second year of the bike ride or the official year of the Rusty Tricycle Project. So as I was sitting down reflecting, just like, wow, but what is that going to look like for me to have to push it back some in order to make sure that, again, all the T's and all the I's are dotted. So while I was sitting on the edge of my bed just thinking about that, I get a random phone call and I didn't have the number programmed. And I'm not one of those individuals that don't answer a number that I don't know. I'm going to pick up the phone. So when I picked up the phone, hey, can I speak to Mo? I said, yes, ma'am. This is he. I said, this is Sheba Fox from 107.3. So then I'm 107.3. I said, yeah. What's going on? What's going on? So, yes, sir. We definitely had a great interview. Great interview, about 20 minutes. It's actually on a Rusty Tricycle Project Facebook group page, as well as my personal page, as well as my Instagram.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all check that out, man. That's big,
Please do.
man. I'm telling you, that's huge. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I was intrigued about, as far as the blogs. So that's how you got me, man. When I was you was blogging every day about the event, and that,
Mm-hmm.
as far as that marketing scheme, it got me. And then I was just locked in, man. As far as you teaching about it, you telling us
Yes,
about it, you keeping us informed. I mean, like all that, it got me into it, and I'm glad you're doing it, man,
I appreciate it, man.
for sure.
I
But
appreciate that.
but come on, what was the challenges in it, man? As far as entrepreneurship, like what was the challenges in it, as far as getting the bike ride together and getting a community of people that's gonna be on a deadline. Like, let's
So
be real.
so if we're gonna be honest, right? I had someone reach out to me the other day and ask me, do I think by pushing it back, it was going to affect the bike ride? And I said, of course, but in my mind, it's going to affect it in a positive. I'm that guy that always sees the cup half full, never half empty. And then when you really look at it, you have no control over who shows up. All you can do is the work. I know for sure there's one person that's going to be there on August 20th, and that's this guy. And I made peace with that. If I'm the only one there, I'm going to ride that 22 miles there. I'm going to ride, 11 miles there and 11 miles back. So that was one of the challenges, I guess, if you want to look at it as a challenge. A challenge, And then you have the other challenge to where when you start to create something, right, you want to pick the right people to be around you, not so much the people that are around you all the time. You know, I'm real big on getting it done, get the work done. And sometimes you can kind of run into a few obstacles when you don't have the right people next to you. So you want to make sure you got the right people next to you to get the job done, that understands what it is, that believes in the idea more than you possibly, to actually, again, to get this thing done.
That's big, man, because we also teamwork is a valuable, and like that's a big part of, I mean, pretty much everything. If you got a vision in something and you just can't do it by yourself. Like, a lot of people don't realize how big teamwork is. They don't want to hand something off that maybe can free you up from something else.
Right, but you definitely got to hand it off to the right person. You got to be able to delegate properly. And like you just said, to piggyback off what you just said, life is a team sport. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. Life is a team sport. So it's going to take a team. I have a tagline that I created. It's going to take all of us in order for one of us to win. You know what I'm saying? So when you start to look at these different things, man, people celebrate certain people of influences, and they actually preach their practices, but they don't practice their principles. You understand what I'm saying? So when you really look at that, if people understand, like, look here, play the point. I'm going to play the center. You play the two. We're going to win as a team. Because like my dad just recently told me, again, like I said, I want the championship, not the MVP. I was standing on that for a little while. My dad called me. He said, you can have the championship and be the MVP of the series. And I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a team thing, man.
Definitely a team thing, man. So your pops would give you good advice like that, man.
Yes. I mean, whenever we do get on the phone, it's always one of those moments to where it's best for me to just listen, because he's been here longer than me. So he's automatically smarter than I am. You've been here longer. And so one of those things is you should listen to your elder. Even if you're already aware of what they're saying, still listen to it. And I'm real big on that.
That's big, man. We got Mo in the building, man. Just my 3 cents.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, this guy's doing a lot. I mean, can you talk about it? Just my 3 cents logo you got, man?
that's one of my prized possessions that I actually got from Touch My Wood. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Touch My Wood on Instagram. A friend of mine by the name of Chad Johnson. He has his own line of Paul Alkaline Water, which he is one of the sponsors for the bike ride as well. He actually got a sign made, and I knew I wanted that sign. As soon as I seen it, I wanted my own logo. I wanted my sign. So just my 3 cents, man. It's a multitude of things, but most importantly, it's a writing column for me and my wife. Mine is just my 3 cents. My wife's is just her 3 cents. So we write. We have an editorial column. We have comic books. So when you look into that, it's just my 3 cents comics. So it's just a few different things, man. What the representation of just my 3 cents is, there's a catchy tagline that says, if I can offer my 2 cents, I'm willing to go that one step above to really, I guess you would say, explain how I feel. It's not the fact that mine is more important than yours, but I'm willing to go that extra feet just to let you know my personal take on whatever it is that we're discussing.
Just my 3 cents.
That's it. Everything's opinionated. When you look at any of our platforms, I'm just giving you my opinion. So I'm staying on brand. It's just my 3 cents, right or wrong.
it's and also I think what I like that you post too is think bigger. Like when I have a conversation with you, man, I swear you like probably a handful of people that I have a conversation with, and
Right.
I be like, I got this big idea, and I tell you about it. You add more value to it. You never be like, I don't think that's it. You
Nah.
always put fuel to the
Yes.
fire, and I
Yes.
don't even know if you understand how refreshing that is to because some people you can't really tell your ideas to because
No.
they might shoot them down. But when I
Right.
can give you a call and I can be like, hey, bro, I think I got this idea for the podcast. And you be like, okay, I got somebody that can do this for you. Oh, I think you might need to do this. And I'm like, yo, this guy's on my level, man. I like
It's
that,
a team
man.
sport, man. I'm real big on adding value to any room I walk in. I gotta bring some form of value. This bike ride is further adding value to Greenville. I gotta bring value. If I don't bring value to something, I don't care what kind of relationship it is, I will remove myself. And it's not for me to say that your idea won't work, because when you look at it, whoever it is that you submit to, right? So let's just say for myself, God gives you that idea, it's for you to see it through. And for
Mm,
back to my point, you got to find the right people to help you grow this thing. It may not be the person to the left or to your right. You would like for that to be in a perfect world, but majority of the time it's not that case. So for me, yes, I believe in thinking bigger. So if you come to me and said, like, yo, I want to do a podcast upside down, it's not for me to tell you you can't do it. It's for me to sit there and help you see it through. I'm not going to tell you why it won't work. I'm going to tell you why we can make it work. That's not for me to think bigger.
I love that, man. I like that. I'm gonna have to get that. But I like that. Think bigger though, for real, my boy. I was talking to you the other day. You was like, Corey, have you thought about acting? I thought about like, boy, there might be something I need to look into, man. Just little small things like that, man. That's why I kind of wanted to do the podcast because I
Yes.
mean, even with the T-shirt line, the RMG, like people would just when they see me, they'd be so happy that I even just started something like that, you know.
Right.
And then some people had ideas, well, they had their own ideas and they was skeptical about it. But even with just giving a brand, you got to think bigger.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
you
saying?
can't
I
take
just
that
can't.
to offense neither. Don't take that to offense. When someone
Okay.
they say something to you about, now I don't think that'll work, I appreciate that. Don't take it to offense, because they're not able to see what it is that you see. And that's fine. It's a human trait to have doubt for something that you never experienced. It's common. So when something like that happens, you're like, all right, no problem. And don't even do it to prove them wrong. Do it to make sure that you were right. That's all.
Mm, yeah, that's big, man. So I mean, tell everybody how they can sign up for the bike ride. What they need to go? I know Eventbrite or.
Definitely go to Eventbrite, but first and foremost, go to our Facebook right here under my name, the Rusty Tricycle Project. Go to the Facebook group page, and it's there. It's all over the page. It should be very easy to find. You can go to my personal Facebook page. Excuse me, Merryn Morrison, Merryn Morrison. It's all over there. Or you can go to my Instagram, which is just my 3 cents. Same way you see it behind me, just my 3 cents editorials, and it's in the bio. So that's how you actually go ahead and get situated for that. And there's a flyer to where you have my personal number. If you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a sponsor, let's have that conversation and we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's support this guy, man. Let's support Mo
Please
and the
do.
Rusty Tricycle Project, man. I'm telling you, it's big. It's big. It's gonna get even big. You gonna do this every year?
Every
Every
year,
year?
every year. And every year I'm going to challenge myself and whoever's a part of it to scale it. Every year we got to scale it. I need you to be so excited about this, to where he did this. What are they going to do next year? And that's the
Mm.
challenge that I'm going to present to myself as well as anyone that's a part. So yeah, absolutely.
So the bikes. I know you've been learning a lot about the bikes. Tell me a little
Yes.
something that some a fact that probably that the regular person probably who ain't rode a bike in about 15 years that should know before they pick a bike.
All right. One, all bikes aren't created equal.
Okay.
Number one. Me, I'm 6'6". So when you're actually pedaling your bike, you should have almost full extension, almost full extension. So you're not putting all that weight on your knees, all that pressure on your knees. So find that, like I literally just got my bike back today. I had to get me a bigger seat because I'm a 300 plus pound man, 6'6". You know what I'm saying? I had to bring my handlebars up because I'm riding like this. All this right here is mad tight, shoulders tense.
Yeah.
So I have to actually bring my handlebar up. So now it really looks like a dad bike. And that's what I actually said when I went to go pick it up. But yeah, so find a bike. And again, mountain bike, BMX bikes, you got the cruiser bikes. All those are not the same. So when you look at a mountain bike, it's meant for the mountains. So that's why you have so many gears. So the lower the gear, the easier it's going to be for you to actually get up that hill. Granted, you're going to have to work a little harder because, again, when you're 41, going on 42 like myself, I don't have that stand-up ability like I was when I was a kid to get up the hills. So I got to downshift that joint and work, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something to look forward to when you get in a bike, because when you're riding a bike, I think 11 miles and back, the whole bike ride should be somewhere around 2 hours. You don't want your legs to go numb. You don't want your butt to go numb. You don't want your arms to be mad tight to where you're like this for 3 days once you get off the bike. So you want to make sure that you got yourself a comfortable ride. And we're working with Reedy Rides, which is downtown Greenville. They will actually fit you for a bike. So if you go in there ahead of time and get fitted for a bike, you'll be situated.
Okay, so what was that again? Reedy Ride?
Reedy Rides. Go there and ask for either Sophia, Alex, or Miss Jamie. Let them know Mo sent you from the Rusty Tricycle Project, and they'll take care of you.
Okay, so we actually have to go there and bring the bike.
You can either go online, you can actually call, or you can go in person. They have bikes there to rent, which would be $25 for 4 hours, and they're bringing the bikes to us, which is at Camaraderie Co-work Space, which is 25 Delano Drive A, right there next to Unity Park. That's where we're actually meeting, in that parking lot, which is adjacent to the Swamp Rabbit Trail. So they'll bring it there. So yes, that's all you have to do.
Man, what you doing this project, man, you done network with and I talk to a lot of people, man. Just man, you having this conversation, man. You done network with a lot of people, and them are risks. Like, people will be scared to go and tell somebody about their project.
Nah, I'm not, because I don't care what it is. You can actually say, after this, I'm doing a bike ride the same day as Mo. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that, because the thing is, it was given to me. God gave it to me, and I got to see it through. I can't look to my left like, oh man, they're doing a bike ride too, or so. I don't care nothing about that. I just got, like I said before, I just got to do the work. I'm going to knock on the doors and understand that God's going to put the right people in place to help you. And sometimes those people don't look like you, and you can't be afraid for someone to tell you no. You got to tell me no 3 times. And even after you tell me no 3 times, if I'm convinced on it enough, which my wife would tell you, once my mind is made up, there's nothing that's going to stop that. It's going to get done. So, and I got to get it done to the best of my ability. And that's what's going to happen. I'm not allowing someone to tell me no, or most importantly, the fear. A lot of people get caught up with the fear of someone telling them no, not even in fact telling them no. And my dad told me, back to my father again, right? He said, no doesn't mean no. No just means no. Tell me some more. So I can say yes. And I was like, oh, well, that's a bar. Let me write that down. He said, no doesn't mean no. No just means tell me more. So I'm like, wow. So yeah, I'm very consistent. I'm very diligent on what I want, and I will knock on the door. I don't care who you are. I will inbox you. I will knock on your door. There are so many Mo stories out here that someone would tell you, like, yo, he just walked up on me and started talking. I will do that. I'm not going to meet a stranger, man. I got to be me. If I'm going to win in life, I got to be me. And me being me, I'm going to talk to everybody. That's just who I am.
Man, but see, I know you probably had to develop this habit when refusing the word no. I mean, or was that always in you as a child? Or was it something you had to work on yourself and be like, I should have probably went harder? Or
so for me, I'm very self-driven. Like I don't need to listen to Eric Thomas every morning to get my gears going. So for me, I've always been this person, but I would say after my bout with cancer, it really pushed everything to the forefront. So when you stare at death, because I was in a coma for 2 weeks, they was passing the papers all to my wife like there's nothing I can do with them. And this is at St. Francis. So that whole time, my wife always asked me, what did you see in those 2 weeks when you was in a coma? I'm like, yo, chill out. So when I came back through, right, it was just something in me like I'm not, like, even so, the name Mo, that came from BMW. My government name is Merryn. And what I had to do was, when you look at what Merryn does and what Mo does, Merryn would never do what Mo does. Mo can't even get himself to the point to be as calm, cool, and collective as Merryn. See, Merryn is the father. Merryn is the son. Merryn is the husband. Mo's the guy that's going to go out there and get it done. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be able to separate those two. No different than Kobe. Kobe Bryant is the husband, the father. The Mamba, it's a whole nother animal. You understand what I'm saying? So it's been like this for a while. It was to the point my wife used to hit me like, be quiet. Nah, I'm not going to be quiet because I don't know who that is. They don't know who I am. That person right there, because it only takes one. That person right there might change our life. That person right there, because someone might be timid. No, I'm not doing that. I'm 6'6", 300 plus. I'm too big to fit in. I was meant to stand out. This is my genetics. I can't do nothing about it. So yes, sir. Again, it goes right back to the just my 3 cents. I got to offer you that opinion. But one thing people should definitely take in consideration, always understand rather, I'm always coming from a great place of intentions. My intentions are always going to be great. Again, if I can't better a situation, I will remove myself. So yes, sir. Nah, I go get it, man. I'm sorry. If I don't get it, it's not because I ain't do the work. It's because God didn't have it in the plans for me. That's the only way I won't get it.
Well, see, like, that's my motivation is for people who, when I get the subscribers and whoever listens to on Facebook and Instagram, it's like that drive that it's like, we got to go get it. We can't wait on nobody. It's like, far as like everybody keep wanting to talk about the recession, I understand that, but we got to get some more money. We can't think about the bad.
They building buildings. They're still selling cars. What recession are we talking about right now? You understand what I'm saying? For me, that's a crutch. I don't do that. Like, I don't do negativity. Like, my ignore game is crazy. I get right to it. Like I said, it's gonna be me or it's gonna be a team. Either way it goes, Mo is gonna show up, baby. You best to believe that. So nah, go get it, man. I don't care if it's one person on here or 1,000. You're getting me at all times. And a lot of people can't handle that. And I'm okay with that. That says more about you than it does me. You know what I mean? I'm going to get it.
Going to get it, man. You know, sometimes there be some hate going on, but it is what it is, though.
But you know what, though, Corday? Honestly, my wife, we had this conversation the other day, and I just randomly told her, I said, dear, I don't think haters are real. She said, what? Really? I don't think they are real because you got no control over what God has for me. You can't slow that up, Corday. I don't care what you do. You cannot slow that up. So my wife said, well, let's say this. She said, you created this thing in your mind that you're not going to be stopped, which is a great thing. But some people haven't gotten to that point yet. So just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not real. I said, touche, good point. But I still don't believe in it. You understand what I'm saying? I still just like, you cannot stop this. Only person that can stop what God has for you is you. That's it. And if you're not bringing value to what I have, like I just said, my ignore game is mean. I made peace with that. And I got to keep moving. So yeah, I heard about the haters, but you know what I'm saying? I'm also a firm believer everything is written. So the bike ride in the big book, grand scheme of things, the bike ride wasn't meant to happen June 25th. It was meant to happen August 20th. See, someone might look at it like, yo, the devil busy. No, he's not. God is right on time. That's what that is. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how we got to start looking at things. Half full versus half empty. I'm not looking for an out. I'm not looking for an excuse. I'm looking to get the shit done. That's what I'm looking to do.
Get it done. August the 20th.
Yes, sir.
Bike ride. The biggest bike ride in the Carolinas, man.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, think big. Just my
Absolutely.
3 cents. It's going down. I like that, man. I'm with you, man. You know, I'm gonna add value. You know, I'm gonna talk about
Appreciate
it,
it.
share my platform, all in the wrist podcast.
I
You know
appreciate
what
it.
I'm saying? Rusty Tricycle Project. It's all
Absolutely.
going down, man. So what
Absolutely.
else, man? What else you got in store for us? I know you got the comics. You gonna talk about that? Or you
No. We can talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying? I believe because we're at an independent standpoint right now, we're at such an entry level, we can't sit back and hold information like we're Beyonce or something. Nah, we got to talk about as much as we can to get the word out. That's something that I learned about this bike ride because I was kind of shown that the ideal time to promote something is 3 months. Dude, no, you need more than 3 months because the
more?
time is going by so quick. The time is just going by. Here we are. Saturday will make 6 weeks until the bike ride. So you got to actually really get that thing right to where it's constantly in people's faces, constantly in people's face, constantly the topic of conversation in barbershops, gyms, amongst your family, just whatever the case might be. But as far as the comics goes, yes, we're releasing our season 3 of Just My 3 Cents Comics, and we got 4 storylines, and we're going to introduce a new one. So we have the B side, which details me always wanting to be a radio personality and a barber, which that's the sign right there. Excuse me. That's the sign right there. That's the barbershop chart from the first comic. And so we got season 3 of that coming. We have season 3 of Fed Up, which is a storyline around just the highs and lows of working, I guess you would say logistics work. You have Aunt Bertha, which is my wife's storyline, which is, if we had to use a point of reference, I guess most people will say that's her Medea. You know, what if we still had those old heads that was popping those peas, telling us the right and wrongs of life versus your grandma, just in general, rather, your grandma might still be listening to Little Baby trying to get into the club. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about a BBL or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got that storyline. We got the Great Adventures of Rick the Ruler, which has been revised to the Great Adventures of Slick, which is an artist that me and my wife work with by the name of Rick the Ruler. Y'all please check his music out. And we're introducing a new storyline called Self. And Self is an acronym, and it stands for struggling every day, living a facade. So we went to the Comic-Con here, and I just didn't feel the storylines that me and my wife write was in representation there. So me being solution-driven individual, I'm like, I got 2 options. We either force our way in here, which I'm fine with that, or we create our own. I prefer to create our own. So that's what we're doing. We're having our own Comic-Con. We got a few special guests coming through. We have a nice lineup in place, and we're looking to do that sometime during the 4th quarter because again, it takes time to get these things out there, man. You got to really nurture that seed so it can actually grow. So we do have Just My 3 Cents Comics. We do have the Rusty Tricycle Project. Also have a hip hop page, media page on Facebook called The Faculty with 2 co-hosts by the name of Kev the Maestro, and Sean, unofficial board member of hip hop, where we just talk about music, man. We debate, just have fun. So what we did was we brought the barbershop conversation to social media. So yes, sir. And that's just a number of things. We do a lot of consulting work with people. We do movies. We write and direct movies. We're in the process in production of a movie right now, City of Angels. We're working on a few other things. So yes, sir, man. Just again, Rusty Tricycle Project. You're never too old to live out that childhood dream, man. So yes, sir.
Never too old. I love the hip hop page, man.
I
I got a hot topic right now.
What's that?
Top 3 albums of 2022.
I can give you 2 so far.
I'm going with my number 1. It ain't gonna be a popular pick, but I think that Yo Gotti album is the number 1
The double disc
right now.
The double disc?
Yes.
Really? I never heard somebody say that, but okay.
That's why I said I think this is unpopular. It just have to go with. I'm looking at what are we looking at for his album? I'm looking at the selling the album. He sold it. I'm looking at the lyrics. What are we talking about?
Okay.
And I'm looking at the action behind the album. Look at all the artists he's signing. Like, look how he moving. Like, everything he said in that album, he is displaying it right now.
Yo Gotti is definitely Phil Jackson. He's definitely Phil Jackson right now. I can't argue with that. What's your other two?
Okay, so my other two. So what else came? I gotta go with did Lil Durk come out this? Did Lil Durk come out this
Yes,
year? Let me
I
see.
think Lil Durk came out.
Did Lil Durk come out this year? Let me go with him. Okay, I know. See, hey, I need a list. Let's go. Um, so I gotta
I'm
go
going
with
with Breezy. Breezy album was fire.
Breezy.
That was
Okay.
fire. I'm going with Vince Staples. That album was fire. And I don't have my third just yet.
Yeah, we gonna have to revisit this. Okay, but I also depends. It depends on what type of rap you like too, though, man. You don't think so?
No, because yeah, absolutely. Because when you look at it, even the greatest of all time, that's upon generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of rap are you into? Even as far as you said numbers, see, numbers can be bought. So that's not really a fair metric, but nonetheless, it's a part of it, right? It is a part of it. So it's all about how it makes you feel, because music is so subjective. It's very subjective. You just got to be able to articulate how that music made you feel and why that's a number one album for you. And that's it. And we got to agree to disagree at that point, or at least allow me to see your point. It's not for you to say that you're right or I'm wrong. It's just an understanding, like, I didn't look at it like that, Corday. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're able to articulate that, the faculty is the place for you. If you can't, that's because they're going to eat you up. You can't just tell me Nas is your favorite. Why? Because he's my favorite. But why? Because, all right, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to articulate it, man.
Yeah, man, I definitely would like to come on the show, man, and then we can just do the top 10. Because I mean, it's halfway through the year. We can do the.
No. We're halfway through the year. B Dot from Rap Radar, he released the list and he just had everybody in a frenzy. But he knows what he's doing, you know.
That's marketing at its best.
No, it's all marketing, and even something else I just recently started and working with a few others. We have an independent entertainment management group. It's me and four other gentlemen, and we call it the Rolodex. So our goal is to try our best to come together as a collective to push this Carolina music thing further as a collective. So you know that old saying, a finger is cool, but a fist is mighty. So we're coming through as a fist to really push this thing through there.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of indie artists in Carolina doing it big, man. I ain't gonna lie. I see y'all posting them.
Yes. I'm making my business to not only, because the faculty was created for the independent artists. It was for us to showcase. It's for us at this level. You don't have to go, and no disrespect to none of those platforms, but you have a Say Cheese right here. You have a World Star right here. You have all these different platforms that are prevalent, but you have one right here. So this is just our contribution. This is us just throwing our hat. This is our dog in the race. So that's where we're at, and we're looking to scale, man. We're revamping the whole thing while still in motion. So like next week, we're introducing the DJ booth, where the DJs gonna come through and actually perform for about 10, 15 minutes, like it was in Juice. I mean, like getting busy performing for 10 to 15 minutes. So we're adding different elements. So yes, sir.
Do you think, as far as hip hop, the lost art of freestyling? I don't see too many artists just freestyling like that.
I think artists is still freestyle, but you got to look at what the money's behind. The money's behind the vibe. You know, nobody's trying to hear that lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Nobody's really trying to hear that. They want to hear that, and that's all they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're also still in the era of the drug usage in music, right? So you figure those guys or young ladies or whomever who's partaking in that, and God bless them, they can't really decipher what the words are. Only thing they can hear is the vibe. And that vibe is complementing that high. So you're sitting there, they high, so you come on, you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to hear But there are platforms that do, like Nick Grant just killed it on LA Leakers. Honestly, Nick Cannon did way better than I ever heard him do recently.
I saw that, man, but I was like, hey, I don't know.
No, it's not like, you know, a rappity rap type dude, but for Nick Cannon, those were bars for Nick Cannon.
You think you wrote that?
People like Rick the Ruler, you know, again, the artists that we work with, that's a real glimpse of the 90s. And you got the Dave East, and you got these different. So freestyling is there. It's just not sought after. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to be like from that era to be like, yo, I want to hear some bars. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at it, the people that are considered the Jay-Z of this era, which some people might disagree with me, is the people, the Moneybagg Yo's, the Little Baby. And those guys are going. Don't get me wrong. They going. But it's just not what us 90s artists, us golden era listeners are accustomed to. But if you listen to it, Little Baby snapping.
Little Baby from that claw.
He go. But yeah, I think it's still out there, man. It's just we gotta look for it. That's all. We just gotta look for it.
Yeah. But I always believe like the riches are in the niches. But I mean, you got a niche in rap where people want to hear bars. I mean, like you say, you got the vibe, but that's the masses. They make the more money though. So I see why rappers would probably try to jump in that lane.
Gotta get the money. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get the money. You know, you don't want to be that guy like, yo, he can rap, but this dude's working overtime at BMW. You know what I'm saying? Like, You don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, sir.
But your boy Nas had that label on him for a while, man.
As far as
can rap, but couldn't translate that beat, that vibe. Couldn't nobody get that. He couldn't, but he finally got it, though. I ain't gonna lie, but he got it.
But see, me, I'm not the biggest Nas fan. So I'll be the wrong person to talk to about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not the biggest Nas fan. Like, I appreciate what he has contributed to hip hop. I definitely appreciate that. But no, you're right. His beat selection is not the best. But since he got with Hit Boy and he lived life a little bit more. So he was able to make that marriage of the bars, the sound for that audience that wanted him to do this for the last 20 plus years. So he's definitely found that sound, and I'm definitely happy for him.
You must be a Jay-Z fan if you don't really fool with Nas.
I used to be a Jay-Z fan. Man, real big Jay-Z fan, but Jay-Z for me fell off once he hit the 444 album. You know what I'm saying? For me, he lost that step. So right now, Fab is my guy.
Oh yeah,
I love Fab. But if I had to pick between Jay-Z and Nas, it would definitely be Jay-Z. It would definitely be. Yeah.
I've been listening to that Magna Carta like lately. Like when I listen to that album now, that was like in 2013. Jay-Z he didn't have a billion yet, but he was talking about it.
Right.
In them raps.
Right.
I could tell he knew how many more plays he had to get to that bill.
The plays was already in place. He saw it like, all right, it's just a matter of time now. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in it, but I don't just hang my hat on this manifestation stuff, right? Because you got people that wear stones, and this stone's supposed to ward off bad energy. If you don't believe it, that's nothing but an unnecessary rock around your neck.
Come on,
you understand what I'm saying? Like it even says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. So yeah, I believe in manifestation, but me personally, I'm past that. I'm on to conviction. I believe everything that comes out of my mouth. You have to grow at some point. Yeah, we're manifesting it. Then what's after manifestation?
Got to put the work in.
You got to put the work in. It's not just going to fall in your lap. And if it does, please drop your Addy. Let me pull up. Please.
I'm telling you, because I don't want to do this work, but hey, this vision is so big. We got to go get it. Like
you got to see it through. You got to see it through, man, because you're going to look back. If you were to stop right now and look back 5 years later, you'll be tight with yourself. Like, where would I have been if I'd have just kept on going 5 years later? You just around a corner from a bag. Everybody's right around a corner from a bag. When you really look at it, I tell artists this all the time. Like, if you got 700 followers on IG, right? Imagine getting $10 from them every month. My God, that's almost $100,000 a year. No, excuse me. No, that's 94. It's almost $100,000 a year off of just providing that 700 something of your content, which I dislike that word, but whatever. your brand, something from your brand that you can put in their hand for $10 a month. My God, come on. Are we serious? $7 grand a month? Come on. So like this is this, and that's a part of thinking bigger. Thinking bigger. Don't think realistic. Think bigger. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you think realistic, you really bring yourself back to this human form.
Yeah.
No, you got to think outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back, growing the manifestation. It's conviction. It's believing. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people get that. God gave you that plan, that thought in your head, and then you can't just sit on it. Like you said, He gave you that thought. Now you're gonna have to put. Ain't no miracle gonna just come in and it just happen. Now we got to get to the hard part.
You gotta get to the work, man, and you gotta have fun. Like I just really realized, man, when they said trust the process, learn and enjoy the process. Because Corday, once you get to that destination, what is there afterwards? After you get to that billion mark, what is there after? What are we gonna do? Like, God dang, like I can buy whatever I want, I can go wherever I want, I can have conversations with whomever I want. So it's like, what is there left? Like, you're real big into the gym. You know what I'm saying? After you get to where you want to get to, then what?
It's for me, it'll probably be helping others. You know, helping them get what whoever's struggling. It'll be the help. That'll be mine. That's my goal. You
And
know
that's the continuation of the process. That's
Mhm.
the continuation. That's what the next chapter look like. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like I said, man, I love what it is that I do. I love what it is that I do and who I do it with. And everything we clearly, you got to stick to the purpose. Stick to the purpose, not the plan. Stick to the purpose. And I don't care, again, if there's one or two or 1,000 next to you. Stick to the purpose, man, and you're going to get whatever God has intended for you. May that be check to check, thousandaire, millionaire, multi-million, whatever it is that's in that book. That's for you. It's going to be for you. As long as you do the work and listen to that and be obedient to that spiritual GPS, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
For sure. And also with the bike ride, you got a speaker coming too, don't you? You got somebody that's
Absolutely.
coming to talk.
We got Big Ben from Big Ben Desserts. He's also a Clemson star, an alumni. So yeah, he's a keynote speaker. He's a world renowned speaker. Actually, think about it. So we got Big Ben speaking. Me and my family will be speaking. And then we got Brad Keaton. He'll be singing a song that me, him, my wife, he wrote it. Me, him, and my wife produced, as well as Jesse from Speak Life Studios. He'll be performing that. So yes, sir. And we have two separate locations. The bike ride for the fathers will be taken off from Camaraderie Co-work Space, which is, again, adjacent to the Swamp Rabbit Trail. We're going to take off from there. Like I said, I think it's supposed to take us somewhere 2 hours if we just do it consistently. My wife, as well as all the volunteers and all the vendors and everything, will be at Holland Park, which is right off of Lawrence, right next to Home Team Barbecue, and they'll have events for everyone there. We got a game truck coming through. My wife got a few games that she's going to play. It's going to be a nice thing, man. It's going to be something for the family at Holland Park until the dads get back, while the dads, all the figures are out and about.
That's big. So while the dads ride, you can also bring the family. The whole family can come out, and they can wait on dads.
Yes, sir.
At the location.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is well thought out. How long you been sitting on that, man? Oh, you had this your second year doing it, right? So the first year,
man, was just, it was on Mother's Day. Like after me and my kids gift my wife, their mother, her items, her presents for Mother's Day, her appreciation. I laid on the floor and I was just sitting down like, wow, fathers don't get the same recognition. Now, I will say I don't fall shy of appreciation within my household. They go over and beyond. But I know a lot of my friends, and I see a lot of the narrative on social media, especially around Father's Day. You know, you start to see those comments. And some of them are jokes, but there's always some truth to a joke. So I said, what can I do? What can we do? What can we do? And so the idea just popped in my head, a bike ride. And between Mother's Day and Father's Day, I think it's somewhere like a 5 or 6 week period. So we did the best that we could with what we had. And that first year, if we wanted to go off a theme for the first year, we turned the word bike into an acronym because we was dealing with a lot as a community, and it was Black Influential Kings en route.
Mm-hmm.
So that was considered, I guess you would say, that theme for that first year. And we had about 15 people turn out. We had a speaker, Mr. Shakur Robinson. You met Mr. Shakur Robinson of CEE
Mm-hmm.
Boxing. He actually was at the halfway point. He rode with us, but at the halfway point, he had the floor and he spoke to all the men. My wife wrote a piece, so she actually spoke that to everyone. We had videographers there. We had photographers there. Adam Black of Lenses of Adam. We had Tony and Sophia of TNS Creations. We had Amelia Jones from Franchise 24 Productions. Everyone was there. So again, Reedy Rides worked with us on that. So that's why it was only fitting that we double back for this year right here, and every year moving forward, probably.
Yes,
So,
sir,
yes, sir.
man. The Rusty Tricycle Project, August the 20th, man.
Yes, sir.
Father's family and the whole family, y'all come out, support this brother,
Yes.
man. Going to big.
It's
going
the
to
week.
big.
It's the week that school starts back.
Okay.
It's the week that school starts back. It's that Saturday that school starts back in Greenville County. So, yes, sir.
Okay.
Please put that on your calendar. Anyone that can hear my voice, I would greatly appreciate if anyone could just pass the word. Follow us on social media. Please share it. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. And I look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. This has been a great conversation. You know I'm going to chop this up and make it all good for you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you, Mo, man. Thank you for joining, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Just continue to do what it is that you love to do, man, and it will make a way for you. I promise you, it will make a way. You're going to have those frustrating nights and days, but you got to push through, man. So, yes, sir.
Free game from Mo, man. Let's give it up for him.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Peace, man. Everybody think bigger. All right?
All right.
My man.
You're now tuned into All in the Wrist podcast. What's the win without a wrist? Yes, sir. That was Mo, man. The Rusty Tricycle Project. August going down, August 20th. First guest on the YouTube Live. We went by the hour. That was a lot of information, a lot of good things on that. So y'all just check them out. And we'll see y'all later. It's All in the Wrist podcast. Bring your energy up, baby. Mr. High Level Energy. This me, baby. I want you to feel this energy through that screen. You know what I'm saying? You need to feel my energy through that screen because you might be going through something today. You might need, hey, All in the Wrist podcast. Subscribe to the channel. We got you. You feeling low? Come on now. Let's get to it. Let's get to the bag. All in the Wrist podcast. Mr. High Level Energy. Corday, I'm out. Thank you. I'm having trouble trying to turn this thing off, y'all. What I gotta do? Leave the studio? I don't want to leave the studio because I hope it is saved, but I might have to leave the studio. All right, end broadcast.